What other things were hard through your journey? I remember there was a stage you were like, oh, I don't know about this thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to go to the market, like you said, and just pick it out. And I knew that that wasn't happening for me because it is, I was used to buying, yet again, keep going back to real estate because that's where my framework is. In 2018, I didn't realize all the deals that were there. So it's like, I wish I would have went faster,
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think I came into this with that mentality that there's so many deals out there that I can put my nose to the grindstone. I can do the right thing, and then I'll just pick what I want. And that wasn't the case because, the frameworks took a couple hours to get done, and I got those whittled down to maybe taking about 40 minutes. But sometimes I was looking in my kind of whittled down exactly what we were looking for in a business, and it just wasn't out there. Like, it wasn't on Motion Invest. It wasn't on Empire Flippers. It wasn't on Flippa. And it was like, well, what do I do now? And I tried to do due diligence on a few other ones to kind of train my brain, but there was still that take them out in personality. Is like, I feel like I'm standing still right now. So we had a conversation. I looked into doing buying a couple age domains and building them up from the ground up. And maybe that works for some people. And I had a good conversation with a company that would do it. And then I went back and talked to Jared, and he had pretty strong words, but it was, the success rate is not nearly as high as I thought that was. If I put quality content on an age domain, like it's still hit or miss. So if I was investing a good percentage of my net worth on this website, I can't really do hit or miss, and I need to make sure there's good bones to this business. And ultimately that's going to be me learning how to check good content, figure out authority, figure out how fast things load, and even spitting out and handing off numbers I don't know what they mean. I'm like, well, Jared knows what they mean. I'm gonna put that in due diligence and just send it off. So it was faith in Jared, your message and your fundamentals, and I'm excited about playing that out. I am someone that likes to push the envelope and a little bit of a rule bender, but on this stuff, I want to play it by the book.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because a lot of people, and I don't get to speak to everybody, but a lot of people will come up against resistance, and people in times of adversity, a lot of people unfortunately fold and look for an easier path, a shortcut. And when they're doing that with wealth, they forget that it's the long game. Like, you're playing a long game. To replace your income is not, I'm just going to buy a business in 3 months, I don't have to work ever again. It's like, be realistic.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. If you want to build real wealth and you want to build a real income stream that is unshakable, and you will never have to go back to work again because it's unshakable, it takes that time. But a lot of people, because of instant gratification and the way the internet is now, it's like, oh, look at this shiny object. Oh, look at this shiny object. I just heard this podcast that this guy that's just bought or just did this in like 3 months, and he's this rich. And they don't think about the other person's background, how much wealth they do or don't have, how much time they do or don't have to put towards it. So how much resources they have to put towards all of this. And they just see it for the tip of the iceberg and go, I want that tip of that iceberg without any substance underneath it. And it's a shame to see, because people have actually came to Bob, they've left and then got burnt and then came back, and it's like, damn, Jared, should have, not to say that I'm right. It's just to say that could be done in any aspect or any vehicle. Just stay the course. Even if it's not buying a business, just freaking stay the course. Like, yeah, I'm biased towards buying an online business, but if somebody just stays the course without going to shiny objects, they will win in that vehicle. And so, yeah, they came back and like, damn, all right, I'm going to have to stay the course with this vehicle.
And a lot of times those expectations are our greatest enemy at, going after these goals. And social media is the biggest culprit. Like, I work with college students, and I see, a textbook stereotypical example is like body image for women or something like that, or even body image for men too. But then I realized that I was feeling, low-key depressed about the state that I was in. But what was in my feed that I was going, it was almost like how to say it, like uber productive accounts that I was following. It's like Gary V this, and an entrepreneur like success over here.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then the algorithm knows me. So it's like, it's feeding me even more. And then I'm like, everyone's going 100 miles an hour and I'm sitting still.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It just missed the mark. It wasn't true. No other person in human history has had as much pressure as we're putting on ourselves to succeed right now.